Okay, everyone, so this is part two of the season 5, episode 7 Pretty Little Liars recap. And we left off with Arya and Spencer at Spencer's house talking, and she doesn't think that Arya should go back to Radley, but Arya knows she has to, and I know she has to too, because she needs to find out more information from Rhonda and also to give back the sketchbook what they have, which they now have. They're flipping through it, and in the beginning, the drawings are normal. There's a horse, there's like a jug, and then we get into the more dark side. We see a picture of someone staring into a mirror, and their reflection is distorted. We see a family dinner with, I think it's the mom and dad and a boy and girl with blonde hair sitting around a dinner table. And that one made me pause a little bit, and I was just like, is that the De Laurentiis family? I would not mind if Bethany was Jason's twin, but I really don't want Allie to have a twin because it's been done in the books. And I just feel it would be such a cop-out and such an easy way for the show to take. But then we keep flipping through and we see a monster running through the gates carrying a woman and another woman running after them. And at this point, I think that the monster is carrying Mrs. Kavanaugh. I'm not sure, and I think that the person behind them might be Bethany, either trying to go after Mrs. Kavanaugh and the monster or trying to escape Radley herself. The next picture that we see is Mrs. Kavanaugh, presumably, falling out of the building, and the girls speculate that Bethany might have been the unstable patient at Radley on the roof that night. We also see a picture of Mrs. De Laurentiis with devil horns, and the one after that is her again, and it has liar written all over her face and all over the picture. So she's definitely had a secret before she died. She was involved in a cover-up at Radley is what I think. I think she knows who Bethany is, and Bethany was coming to see her that night, as the girls pointed out in tonight's episode, and she was met with a shovel instead. It would be interesting if Bethany weren't killed that night, because we know that there was a year between that night and the night that the body was found. So I'm not quite sure when Bethany died, but I'm more leaning toward it was the night that Allie disappeared. Hannah says Mrs. Fields didn't buy Allie's crap to Emily, and she gets kicked out. I think I already mentioned that. Hannah runs into Sydney at the brew, and I was thinking, oh crap, we know this is bad. We know it's going to be bad right now. Melissa and Spencer are talking in the kitchen, and Spencer is trying to figure out who Peter and Melissa are and what she and Veronica are up against. And Melissa's telling her, you're the one that's basically dividing everything. Like, we're just trying to get our family back, and you're sitting here, like, wondering who we are and stuff like that. Spencer tells her that it isn't about love. If it were about love, there wouldn't be bodies buried in backyards up and down the street. It's about lies and whispered conversations. Melissa responds with what I thought was a very interesting quote. She said, it's still about love. Sometimes people do things they can't explain, things they regret, but it's still about love. And she knows the secret, I think, of Bethany, maybe who killed her, or more of the underlying story of Radley. She knows something that's going on, and she's not coming clean. But this scene, I got a feeling that Melissa's feeling very remorseful about something. And we've always seen this competition between Melissa and Spencer. And there's speculation that she's on the A team. We know she was at the Mona's Army meeting. I don't think she's evil right now. I think she has had her moments of doing bad things. But like she told Spencer here, maybe she regrets them, I don't know. I don't get the evil feeling from Melissa. I think that she didn't like Allie, and I think that sibling rivalry played a large role in what was going on between her and Spencer. So Hannah is sobering up at the brew with Sydney, and Sydney tells her that people seem to have a lot of beef with Jenna, And Hannah says she would love to rake her over coals. She asked if she would ever want to make up with Jenna. And I found that one very interesting as well, because some of the theories that have been on YouTube say that maybe the Mona's faction, the Jenna and Mona and Sydney's, are getting the text from A as well. And maybe Sydney was putting out a feeler onto whether the girls, minus Allie, would want to work together to figure out who it was. I'm thinking that that's a strong possibility right now, and I would be very interested to see if that leads anywhere. Hannah says that she would have made up with Shauna, but after New York, it's too late now. Oh crap. Hannah just slipped and told Sydney that she was in New York when everybody thought she was in Philly. This is a big no-no. Bad girl Hannah. Sydney says she's going to leave and offers to drive Hannah home, but then Caleb chooses that moment to walk in, and Hannah says she'll walk. Oh, my heart was going pitter-patter. Like, seriously, this episode between Caleb just melted my heart, just a fraction of an inch. But he is asking her about Allie, and she just says that she doesn't want to talk about Allie. She wants to talk about them. And he tells her that his time away has made her question pretty much everything in the world. Himself and his family and, just the world in general. And he doesn't see the same things as he used to. And Hannah asks if he still sees her. And he's like, of course. And they have a nice little kiss. And it was great. I loved it. Spencer is taking a leaf from Ezra's book and watching the security cameras when she sees movement in her backyard. And she pauses it, and it's Allison, and nobody knows where she's going. If we had a convenient Google Earth map of the streets in Rosewood, we might find out what's to the left of Spencer's house. But we don't, sadly. If anybody has one, link it down below. I would be very interested to see where she could have been going. I don't have any theories on that quite yet. I got to think about it a little bit and let it kind of soak in. I don't know. Ezra shows up to Arya's, and he says that Eddie had the meeting, which I mentioned earlier, and that he was an hour late and never showed up. I found that really interesting. I think that the silence of Elam could refer to a buying Eddie's silence, or Eddie might turn up in a body bag in a few weeks. I don't know yet. I haven't seen him in the previews for next week. I haven't heard anything about him. So maybe he was shut up. That's my best theory right now, is that he was shut up. The girls all get a text in Spencer's kitchen from A, but Hannah doesn't get the text. She arrives late because she was talking to Caleb, and the girls are very furious about this text message. It says, New York, New York, it's a hell of a town. Allie's keeping secrets. Maybe that's because of Hannah's big mouth. And they're all kind of staring at her like, what did you do? Now the ending scene is A takes a screenshot of Ella's bridal invitation that was sent to Pam Fields and then seals it back up in the envelope. Ella and Zach's return address is Rosewood, and I was thinking to myself, when did they get back into town? I thought that they were living in some European nation. I didn't know where they were. I didn't even know they were back in town. And why haven't we seen them if they were back in town? But the piece that I found really interesting about the A clip is that was the clown piggy bank in A's lair. Now, I've been rewatching the seasons. I just got done with season 1. And when Hannah's mom, Ashley, stole the money from the bank, and then Hannah had the party at her house and A took it, that was the end of one episode where A was shoving it into the same clown piggy bank. And so I was thinking, has Big A been involved this whole time? Or did Mona kind of push their things over to Big A? Mona doesn't know who Big A is, okay? So I definitely think that Big A has been taking a hands-on role, as seen with the little piggy bank in the background in tonight's episode. So I want to close this thing up really quickly with a few things that we have learned just around, I guess. We know that Cece is going to be on the Christmas episode. I thought she was in France, but it works for my theory that Cece has an evil twin, and that's why she's back. It might be a flashback. I'm not sure, like a more current flashback. I'm not sure how that's going to play out quite yet. But we also know that Black Veil / Black Widow, there's a lot of speculation on the body shape, and I read somewhere that it is a different actor each time. Now, the character is the same in the show. Let's just say, for example, that it's, Hannah. Okay, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But, like, a different character, a different actor will play the character, so you can't really guess on a body shape. And I feel that that is cheating, and that is so mean to do. And the last thing, if you've been living under a rock, you will know that if you haven't, then you will obviously have heard that Pretty Little Liars has been picked up for 2 more seasons, and it is driving me crazy already with 5, but 2 more. We'll have to see where things go. I hope in the last season they do like a who was like a show from A's perspective. I think that would be really, really interesting, just to see how they do it and how many people are actually involved in the A team at one time. Like I said earlier, like just a couple seconds ago, I am rewatching the seasons of Pretty Little Liars, and I'm working on theory videos for top suspects. If you have anybody you want to see, let me know in the comments. Let me know your theories or whatever else you found interesting about this episode. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.